In this video, we are going to study 4 topics related to file handling, which are: first is we will learn how to create a file in a different directory, right? Means we are in certain folder or directory, but we do not want to create our file there, but we want to create it in some other location or directory or folder. That means the program file that we save is in one location and the file that we create through our program is in some different location. Okay, all this time both were in the same location. For example, whenever we create a program file, for example this one, and suppose it deals with certain file handling concept. Okay, for example, if we have opened this file, okay, the name of the file is counter file1. Okay, and the name of this program is file counter.c. So if I show you the location of these two files, for example, when I open the directory, then you get to see that both the files, that is the program file as well as the text file, will be in the same location. That means in the same folder, C file handling folder, both are in the same location. So see a file counter, this program file, this one, this file counter program file, as well as the counter file1.text file, counter file1.text file, these two files, this file and the program file, both are in the same directory or same folder. And which is that folder? This C file handling folder. If I open this folder, the program file, that is file counter.c, this file, and the text file that has been created through this program, both are in the same location or in the same folder. But we have to also see that how we can work with the different locations, and that we will see as the first part of our this video. Next, we will learn how to rename a file without doing it with the graphical user interface, means how to do it using the C programming. Then we will learn how to delete or remove a file using C programming. And then finally, an interesting program, that is to display the program code or the source code as the output of the program. Usually the output of the program is, after you execute the program, certain output is generated that is called as output of the program, and that will be the output. But in this case, in this program, we will display the output, which will be nothing but some C program. The output of the program will be a program. Okay, so that we will see as the fourth section. So starting with the first part, to create a file in a different directory. So in this program, I have opened a file. In fact, I'm going to create it. Okay, so till now what we were doing, we had to specify the name of the file. Suppose name of the file is abc.txt, and then if we want to create a file, it is not possible to open it in read mode. Whenever we want to create a file which does not exist, we must use the mode as w or w plus. Okay, if it is r or r plus, it is the requirement that the file should already exist in your system. So if it does not exist, means you want to create it, means you must use the w or w plus mode over here, right? We used to just write the file name with the extension. So wherever this program we will save, when I go to save this program, it opens this pop-up where I have to name my file and then save it as a C file. And wherever the C file is stored, there only the text file ABC would be created, right? But that we do not want to do in this case. What we want to do is, suppose I save this program, file creation in different directory.c file, this program file. If I want to save it, then it will get saved in this C file handling directory, and there only my abc.text file will get stored. But now I have to not do it in this drive. This drive is which one? C drive. Suppose I want to create my file in the D drive. Suppose I want to create my file in the D drive. That is, I need to go over here. Right, in the PC I have C drive, D drive, and so on. Right, these are the different drives in the PC. So currently my whatever file handling programs I'm writing, they are in my C drive, but I want to now create in the D drive. So what I have to do is I need to specify the path. That is, the name of the file is not only sufficient, you have to specify the complete path. So for that you have to do it this way. Whichever drive, suppose C drive, D drive, E drive, whichever, in lowercase you can specify the drive name, and not necessarily the drive can be C, D, E only. It can be a user defined name also. So if it is E drive, then you can specify small e. If it is D drive, small d, and so on, lowercase. Then after the name of the drive, colon, after the colon, backslash two times or twice, and then the folder within the D drive, and then the file which you want to create within the folder. Right, so if I show you over here, I open D drive. Okay, so now I have done this much part. Then within D drive, I have to open this folder, diseased plant folder. So you can see here, there is a diseased plant folder. Okay, I click on that. Now I am within my diseased plant folder, means I have executed this much within my file hierarchy. Now within this folder, I want to create the text file, filetester.txt. So when I run my program, the file should be created over here in this folder. Right, so from my PC I have to go on D drive, then within D drive I have to open disease plant folder, and here the file should be created. Currently there is no text file over here, as you can see. So when I execute this path, I should be able to create the file, and if the file has been created successfully, then this if condition is satisfied, message will be displayed created successfully. If it has not been created successfully, else part not created message should get displayed at the output window. Now I am opening this file in read mode. Now what is the characteristic of read mode or read plus mode? That means if the file does not exist, then you cannot open it using read mode. So if I want to open a file which does not exist, I should use W mode or W plus mode. With the W or W plus mode, if the file does not exist, first it will be created. And that is what has to be done here, right? I do not have the file already existing. I need to create it first. So I must open in W mode. Suppose I open in R or R plus mode and execute the program, it should display the message that not created, file not created. So let me run this program now. So it is displaying the message file not created. Means this file with the name filetester.txt, if I go to check whether it has been created here, no, it has not been created. So if I open it in W or W plus mode, then if I run my program, it is displaying the output as created successfully. And now if I go to check my directory or folder, see, you can see here file tester text file has been created. It was not here initially. When I ran my program, it got executed successfully and it has displayed created successfully if condition satisfied, and that is why the file has been created over here. Right, with the read mode it did not happen, but with the write mode it happened. So this was how you can create a file in some different directory. Why I'm saying different directory? Because this file which has been created through programming is in this D drive, within this folder, within this disease plant folder. Right, I have opened D drive, within that I opened this folder, and within that folder this file has been created. But this program file, file creation in different directory.c file, that file is not in the D drive. Right, the program file .c file with the file with the extension .c file is not over here. Where it is in my C programming language, C file handling file over here. Okay, if I search it, see file creation in different directory. It is over here. See this file. Okay, the program file is here, but the text file which has been created, that is file tester.txt, it is not in the same directory. It is in the D drive and in this folder or this directory. Okay, now next program that we want to see is how we can rename a file using C programming. If I want to rename a particular file, then what I'll have to do in the normal way using graphical user interface, if I want to create a file, then suppose in this folder or directory, I'll click on, suppose I have a file, suppose the name of the file is demo, then this file has to be renamed. So what I'll do, I'll right click on this and then go on rename, and then I can name it, suppose, new file, right? So this renaming operation can be done through programming as well. So that is what we have to do. So renaming a file, you have to call the built-in function known as rename. Okay, call this built-in function rename, passing two parameters. One is the original name or the current name of the file, that is the old name, and the next parameter is the new name. Means the syntax of this is, you call the function by passing the parameters old file name, or you can say current file name, and then the next parameter is the new file name or the new name to which you want to rename. So current name and new name, these two parameters have to be passed. So the current name of my file is filetrial.c. Okay, filetrial.c. So this filetrial.c is over here in this directory. I need to search it. See this one, filetrial.c. This is my file. Okay, this is a C file. Now it is possible to rename the C files as well as the normal text files. So this example is to rename the program file, filetrial.txt. So this file, currently its name is filetrial.txt. And I want to change the name to A to Z dot. The name of this file is filetrial.c. And I want to change the file name to A to Z dot C. So filetrial.c will get changed to A to Z dot C. So let us see. So this file trial.c is over here. When I run my program, this file trial name should get changed. Okay, and it will be arranged in this directory. So when I run this program, I need to save this as a C file. So when I run my program, it is successfully running because I can see the output window. And as you can see here, there was a file trial.txt file, a file trial.c file, sorry. So now if I go to see whether the name has been changed to A to Z.c, as you can see over here, the file is named as A to Z.c. And if I open this file A to Z.c, it is the file trial.c file itself, right? So now the file trial.c file no longer exists, but it exists with the new name as A to Z.c. Okay. Now if I want to rename a text file, for example, here the file name is what? Binary F. You have a text file with the name binary F. So the name of this text file I'll write as the first parameter, binary F dot txt. This is a text file. I want to change its name to alpha.c, suppose. Okay, so this binary F let me say I want to change the name of binary f file to a file. Okay, so this file with the name binary f.txt should change to a file.txt. So when I run my program, this text file over here should disappear and it should be present with the new name with the name as a file.txt. AA file. Okay, so when I run this, as you can see, there was a change over here at the right hand side. It has become AA file and the binary file has disappeared. Binary F file. Okay. Let me show you once again and where so that you can observe it. So if I want to rename this AA file, I should have it as the first parameter AA file dot txt, and if I want to rename it to binary file txt. So now when I run my program, this AA file should disappear and it should a new text file should appear with the name binary file, and the content of both the file will be same because we are just renaming. So as you can see, there was a change at the right hand side. What happened? AA file which was over here has disappeared and it has come as binary file. Okay, once more let us execute. This time you can again observe I am calling it binary.txt and I'm going to name it as aa.txt. So this binary file over here at the right hand side should disappear and AA file should get displayed. So when I run it, carefully observe this right hand side. Just a minute. The name of the file is binary file. Okay, so let me run it. So binary file, that file has disappeared and AA file has appeared. Okay, this is how you can rename a file. Now, if you want to rename a file in some other destination or something, then what you'll have to do, you'll have to specify the path. For example, in my D drive, I have created the file, this one, file tester, right? So I want to rename this file. So first parameter is the original name. Original name is file tester.txt, but this is in the D drive. So I have to specify the full path, right? The full path is D colon backslash, right? We have seen the file path. I'll just copy it. Right? This is the path. So I have to specify the full path because it is in some different directory, not in my working directory. So I specified the path, that is the first file, original name. I want to change it to a to z.txt, suppose. When I run this program, I should see a change in the name of my file. What change? File tester. This file name should change to what? A to z.txt. So when I run this program, as you can see, what happened? A to z.txt was created in the original directory, that is C directory, not in the D directory. So what I must do? I must specify the whole path for this also, right? So now you have to specify the complete path because this program file, file trial.c, is in the C drive and I'm doing changes in the D drive. So specify the D drive name, original path, and the new one. Means file tester.txt will get changed to a to z.txt, right? And in which directory I'm doing? In this D drive disease plant directory and D drive disease plant directory. I'm just changing the name of the file from file tester to A to Z. So when I run my program, firstly I'll create this file over here so that after the creating I can rename it. So this file is available over here. file tester.txt in my this path, and I want to rename it to a to z.txt. So when I run my program, as you can see, it has changed to a to z. It was file tester, it has changed to a to z. It has been renamed. The content of the file will remain same. You're just renaming the file name. Now next we'll see how to remove or delete a particular file. So firstly, I will create a new file and then I will delete it. So let me open my working directory. So I'm going to open it in W mode so that it will get created, right? If it does not exist by W mode, you can create it and then it will display file created successfully. So file created successfully. So let us see if it has been created. Yes, abc.txt I have created successfully, right? You can see it over here. Here. Now this file I want to delete it. So if I do it in the same program, you have to call the built-in function remove and pass the name of the file. Since my working directory and the means the name of the file, that is the file which I'm creating, text file, as well as this program file, delete file.c file, both these files, the program file as well as the text file, are in the same directory or folder. So I can specify the name directly. If I want to delete a file which is in the D drive, then I have to specify the full path, or E drive, or whichever other drive. So remove, pass the name of the file. If the delete operation or the remove operation occurs successfully, then it will return the boolean value 0 or integer value 0. Boolean would be false, integer equivalent is 0. So if it returns 0, means if the value of this function call, means if the value returned by this function execution is 0, then I can print out that deleted successfully. But if it does not return 0, it returns a non-zero integer. That means unable to delete the file. Okay. So when I execute this program, it will not be able to delete it. Why? I will tell you. So first let me execute this program. As you can see, ABC file exists in my directory. So when I run this program, it is saying file created successfully, okay, and unable to delete the file. That means this function did not return the value 0. Why? Because I have not closed my file. After creating my file, I have not used fclose and passed file pointer. If I do not close my file, then I will not be able to delete it. Means if the file is open only, you cannot delete it or you cannot remove it. So first you create the file and close it. And now when you execute this program, it will get deleted successfully. So when I run this program, as you can see, there is ABC now over here, ABC text file. It should get deleted when I run the program. So it got deleted. You could see some change at the right hand side. And it is displaying file created successfully and deleted successfully. Okay. So note that if the file is open, it will not get deleted. So if the file is open, first close it and then you can call this remove function. Right? Similarly, if you want to remove it in some other directory, specify the full path. And not necessarily creating the file and deleting the file, these two pieces of code, that is this much of the code and this code, it is not necessary it is in the same program file. You may create a file in some program and you may delete it from some other program. Okay, not necessary both operations in the same file, but the file should be closed if you want to delete it. You can try it out. Next, that program that we have to see is displaying the source code as the output of the program. Means what? Just a minute. So till now we have been opening the text files in our program. So just a minute. So I'll write the program now. Now I'm going to open a file, but this time it will not be a text file. It will be a C file. Okay, so for example, if I want to open this C file, file counter.c, then what I will do is I will specify within double quotes the name of the file, file counter.c, and I will open it in the read mode because it already exists. So I can open it in the read mode. Okay, I'm opening the program file in the read mode. And now I'm going to read this file. So I want to read it character by character. So I've declared a char variable, and while the condition is true infinitely, I will check. Firstly, I will use the fgetc function. I will call this built-in function by passing the file pointer, and whatever is returned by this built-in function is a character from the file. So I will store it in the C variable, and then if the character is end of file character, I must break my infinite while loop. Else what I will do, I will print out the character using %c, and then I will fetch the next character using fgetc and assign the character extracted from the file to the C variable. Okay, so this will happen infinitely, and when I will break when I reach the end of the file character. So let me save this file as reading source code or program code. I'll save it as a C file. Okay, so now when I run this program, what should happen? I should display this. Whatever I've written in my file counter.c file, that means all these lines of code. This is nothing but it is the text of this file. What is this void main file, this all this code that you can see over here? It is nothing but the text of this C file. So this whole source program or this source code or this program code should get displayed when I open this file in the read mode. So Okay, there should be an asterisk over here. Okay, so as you can see, what happened just now, I have opened a program file in the read mode. Which program file I've opened? This file, file counter.c. See what is written in this file. First is a comment, count the number of words, spaces, characters, and so on. So that has got displayed here. Count the number of words, characters, spaces. The next what I have this hash include stdio.h. That is the second line. Then what is got displayed? Void main curly bracket, file pointer, and so on, as you can see here. And at the end, what I have? This words equal to spaces, words equal to words plus new line, words equal to words plus one, right? That is the thing. So what I've done, whatever is the source code, whatever is the code of the program, that I have displayed as the output of some other program. The output of this program is to read the source code and display it, right? That is what has happened. Now what I'm going to do is, this is my program file reading source code.c file, and I'm going to open the same file within itself. This program file reading source code.c is over here. This is the program file, right? If I double click and open it, by default it will get opened in the dev C++ IDE. But I can also open it as a text file using open with option notepad. So if I open it as a notepad file, right, you can consider it like it is the text of this file. So I'm opening the file, the program file within itself, right? The name of this program is reading source code.c, and I'm opening the same file within itself. So let's see what happens. So what happened is, the content of this file is the code that itself is getting displayed here, as you can see, right? And in this case, what is happening? Let me run it once again. So it is displaying the code of this file. It is not going to, right? As you can see, it is displaying the code of the file. Now let me do one more thing. Let me add some printf statement over here. I'll say that I have opened my content from within myself. Okay, just a normal printf statement I've written over here. And okay. So now when I run this program, let's see what happens. So as you can see here, what is happening is, first the program will get executed. That means if there is any printf or anything, that will get displayed here. And then what is the next operation I'm doing? I'm going to read the file. So this while loop will get executed, right? So whenever you open a file, you can display the code as the output. How? You must open the C file in the read mode, and then you have to read it out. So the output of the program will be the code. So I hope you understood. Only changes the extension. Till now we were opening the .txt files. Now we are opening the .c files. Okay, this is also possible. So I hope you understood all these programs. First we saw how we can create a file in different location, how we can rename a file, how we can delete a file or remove a file, and how we can display the source code of a program as the output of the program. Maybe the output of the program will be some other program file or the same program file. Okay, I hope you understood. You can rewind this video, keep watching it. If you have any doubts, you can contact me. Thank you for watching this video.